What's up, everybody? Sorry we're a little late, but
We're having technical difficulties. I'm on my
Penn's
phone.
having some issues over there. Um, but welcome to the show, everybody. Appreciate everybody that came out tonight. We got Tommy from Inky Clouds with us, so we'll get the show started here. So let's do a couple shout outs real quick to the people in the crowd, and then we'll get right over to Tommy. We got first in the chat. Oh, Kike, my brother.
What's up,
Positive
Bosa?
vibes your way, my man. Appreciate you always. Mike, Herp
What up, Mike?
Collectors.
Big Mike.
It was awesome seeing you in Atlanta, also in Daytona. It was always good seeing you. What's up,
What's up,
Brave?
brother?
Oh, and by
I'm
the
going,
way,
dude.
I might have got a little started ahead of time. It is October 1st. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And remember, the sooner you know, the sooner detect it, you save lives. So please, 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 all you ladies and men, have yourselves checked. Don't forget. As always,
Absolutely.
I'm rocking mine tonight for Tiffany.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I had to put that in there. Sorry, everybody. What's up, Fred? Y'all
Fred.
don't know, Fred's been doing some nice work for US Arc, so we appreciate you, Fred. Keep doing what you do, brother. More Forge. What up, John?
What's up, Johnny boy?
Appreciate you coming out. We'll skip over a few people. We got Dead Man. What up, brother Vance? Appreciate
What
you,
up,
brother,
dude?
always.
What up,
Greg.
Rippin'?
Oh, ripping reptiles over there. Hope you're doing well, brother. Thanks for stopping by. Who else we got up in here?
James Perry.
Thanks
What
for
up,
stopping
James?
by. Appreciate it. John, Mr.
John from Mission.
Morse. Always good seeing you, man.
What up, dude?
Uh-oh.
There's my belly
Got
brother.
your belly brother in the chat. What up,
Bam,
Josh?
right there.
Thanks for stopping by, brother. Appreciate it. Oh, and I'm in the controls tonight, so I don't know about any old truffling going on
You
over
got to
here.
do it. If it gets one more, you got to do it.
And one more, I only see 17 on my end, so you
Well,
better
it
slow
was
your
at
roll.
19. It was at 19. Then people backed out like, oh, no, we got to go. See, back up to 19.
Well, they're all like, whew, stands in control. We're good.
It's teetering. It's teetering.
What's up,
Bo Sis?
Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Sorry for the bad news I heard today on your dash pen.
Right. Keep your head up, kiddo.
Yeah, she'll make another one. She's good over there. She'll make another one.
She'll come back.
This is this is kind of what she posted earlier.
It's that 20 stand. You got to run it. You got to do it.
Oh boy, I don't even know where it's at.
It's down into the brands.
That ain't telling me anything.
Hold on. All right. We got her.
I thought I had control. Sheesh. I lost that fast.
You really did.
Real quick, huh?
Well, I still got some controls over here on my phone. I can't do everything that I can normally do, but I still got some. What's up, Crystal? Thanks for coming in.
Merlin? Appreciate it.
Sammy!
Oh, MIP, Sammy himself.
What's up, buddy?
Always good seeing Sammy.
Hey, Billy. What's up, dude?
Thanks for stopping by, brother. Appreciate it.
Heck yeah.
Oh, brother Tommy. Gonna see you in a couple weeks, bro.
What up, dude?
We're gonna hit the old Repticon up in Jacksonville and see Josh and Sarah from Sundog. So if anybody's in the Jacksonville area, Florida, October throw the date up in there, Josh, because I don't remember it off the top
I
of
think
my
it's
head.
the
But if you're,
17th, the
I
weekend
think
of the
you're right.
17th.
I think so.
We was going to go. Me and James from Jurassic Jungle was going to go, but it's just not working out to where I'm going to be able to. So we're probably going to go to Tenley instead.
Man, you guys should have came to the Atlanta show. It was really good. Bob put on a great show there, man.
I heard that. I had
I'm not
obligations
even
with the
gonna.
kiddos, so
I'm not gonna kid you, bro. I felt like I was back at a Daytona show.
wow,
Like
nice.
no kidding. Saturday was pretty nice. Was pretty banging. Got Hugh up in here.
What up, Hugh?
Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, they following Tommy over here.
I put a bunch of links up to try to get people to remember.
No, that's fine. Hey, appreciate
that for sure. And then we screw it all up to begin with. Like we're all out of
What
sorts.
up, Brian? Appreciate you, brother,
What's
as
up,
always.
Mr. Ross? This isn't our usual, I promise.
Yeah.
What's good, Patrick? Appreciate
Patrick,
you for
what's going
stopping
on,
by.
dude?
Well, if you can start asking some questions if you want, I think. Whoa, wait a minute.
What?
Little brother Luke.
What up, Luke?
What's going on, brother? Good seeing you, man.
No, there's something I wanted to throw up there before
PK,
we get
thank you,
into
brother.
it.
You know that, boy. Always, always. Hashtag cancer. Always, bro.
In regards to the hurricane that just passed down in Florida, Robin posted this from Redline, and I just really wanted to shout it out. This is an example of a company that's going above and beyond, just your shipping needs. This guy's rocking it. I mean, I've also seen Jeremy Bodds, him and his wife had put a GoFundMe out there for them because they had catastrophic loss down there. So if there's any way that anyone that's watching this program that could help out, reach out to Robin, reach out to Jeremy Bodds, or his girlfriend, I think, I forget her name. I think it's Jenny Bod or something like that, Bodds. Reach out to the Bodds or Robin if in any way you could help out. It'd be greatly appreciated. But the guys down in Florida, some of them really took a hit. But I just thought that was really cool of Robin to reach out to the people that got hit down there and help them in many ways. That was just awesome.
Yeah, we got lucky this time around. I'll say it to you like that. I mean, we got some decent wind, some rain, but yeah, we got missed by a lot of it. To be honest with you, you over there messing with that chat, bro?
I was trying to turn it blue, but
What are you doing
because
to me?
Patrick's not blue, but it's not working.
I'm like, wait a
I
minute,
can't do it from here.
I'm like, wait a minute. I know
I'm,
I wasn't. What's going on?
I'm not
here?
on the YouTube side on my phone. I'm used to being on the YouTube side, but I'm not. I'm all discombobulated. Anyway, Tommy, how's it going tonight?
Doing all right. Doing all right.
We're all sorts of a mess, it looks like tonight. I mean, that wasn't planned, but
Sure.
we got all kinds of problems. It's the weather. We're going to blame it on the weather. That's what we're going to do.
Fair enough.
What's up, Jamie? Thanks for stopping out. Appreciate
More
it.
Ford fam. What's up?
Always.
But first question we got for you is just like simply, who are you? What's your elevator pitch? Where are you from? How long you been doing this?
Okay. I'm Tommy. I'm with Inky Clouds. I've been doing this ball pythons, I think 3 or 4 years now. I've been keeping reptiles, like snakes of all different types, colubrids, venomous, etc. I kept for probably a little over 30 years.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
So, I don't have an elevator pitch.
That was it right there.
Yes, that was a
it.
decent elevator pitch. I mean,
Yeah.
30 years is a long time to be keeping reptiles, though. So congrats to that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I've kind of fluctuated over the years in what I'm keeping. I kept colubrids and whatnot when I was pretty young. Then I had a fairly large colubrid collection as I got into my teen years. Had some ball pythons, sand boas, etc. Then I got into varanids, like monitor lizards, for a while. So I had blue trees, green trees, black trees,
Nice.
roughnecks, all kinds of stuff like that. Then I got into venomous a little bit the same time as that and kept venomous for a while and got out of venomous probably 6 years ago. Didn't keep anything for a while after I stopped keeping venomous, and then got one ball python, and that was the end of that. So
Right.
yeah,
So,
just ended up getting into it pretty crazily.
so what is your opinion nowadays on venomous? Do you think it should just be, you know, no regulations, like, people could own whatever they want to own? Like in PA, we have no regulations, and I've spoke out on this many a times. And I think there should be something in place that these people that want to own these things should have to take some kind of class, some kind of handling class or something. What's your stance on it from someone who's kept venomous?
Honestly, there's no regulations where I live either, and I didn't have to have any type of regulations or permits to own the things that I owned. And I mean, it's hard because for me, I feel like regulations are a slippery slope. Like once we allow regulation, then it can really kind of snowball from there. I'm kind of one of those people that I like the government out of my life altogether. So
I understand.
the safety aspect of it, I feel like there should be maybe kind of a grassroots kind of like mentoring program that had some sort of you know not regulation, but
What up,
some sort
Rudy?
of way where you could like get in with somebody that knows what they're doing. Because I mean, when I was younger and I was trying to learn stuff, I didn't have anybody. I had to learn on my own. So
Right.
we didn't have the internet. So and I couldn't. And the majority, of course, of reptile keepers, especially back then, were men. And I was a girl, like a younger girl, so I wasn't going to be going to go hang out with a bunch of men to learn about venomous snakes. So the person that I learned from, the little bit that I did learn from, I did reptile education shows at a local park, and we had like some local venomous species that we worked with, and that's the little bit of handling that I got. And he definitely didn't have like a facility or anything. He had like a box, like a wooden box with the rattlesnake in it. Like it wasn't like, it was really, really not that great. But I think that, yeah, regulation kind of freaks me out, honestly. So, I mean, I think that there should be some organized education, maybe would be the better way that I would like it to be, like organized education, and then like proving your worth, not necessarily having the government do it though.
Yeah, I understand that. I always like to mention that because when I first got into this, going to reptile shows, and seeing the hots on the table, and you're sitting there just amazed by them.
Mhm.
And there was a guy trying to sell me a pair, and trying to give me like a really good deal on it. He's like $100 a piece, and I'm like, dude, I haven't had a had a ball python for 3 months, and you're
Right.
trying to talk me into to taking these two snakes home that are venomous. They were copperheads
Right.
or something. And I'm just like, no way, dude. Just like, I'm not prepared for that. And there's
Yeah.
no way that I would even think about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be bad sellers, and I mean that I think that that's also something that in our community, period. Like there's bad sellers of non-venomous, venomous, etc. It's not really confined to one sector of the reptile world, that's for sure. And I think that a lot of people do really find a lot of the venomous very beautiful, which is obviously there are very beautiful venomous snakes, but a lot of them are a lot more fragile and have a lot more specialized needs than people realize, I think, also.
All right. Yeah. My friend of mine who's been doing it for 20 years, he's kind of my local mentor. He
Mhm.
has a bunch of different rattlesnakes,
Mhm.
like just all kinds of them. Like one's from Arizona. They're like gray and white. I mean, I'm amazed by them. I mean,
Arizona blacks. I had a couple Arizona blacks. They're gorgeous, but they're very hard to get now because of you can't buy them.
I guess Stan disappeared again.
Hi,
I don't know
Stan.
what's going on. You hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could hear you.
yeah, you're like a disembodied voice now.
My,
That's
It's
my,
the
fun.
weather. See, I told you.
Oh, there you're back.
Man, I don't know what's going on, bro. It just zoop bop beep bop started doing its own thing as I'm going through the chat.
It's
Weird.
probably something with the stream. If like when you're going in the chat, it might just have something to do with the stream. It's hard to know.
It's the weather. We're going to stick with the weather.
Okay.
It is rainy here and cloudy
What's up,
out.
Banner?
So how's it going, Banner?
Why ain't got no? I'm blaming StreamYard.
Okay.
All right. Well, between StreamYard and the weather, I think we got it covered.
Seems like it.
So what in the ball pythons, what are you focusing on? Like, what are your big projects or your big codoms and your recessive projects?
Overarching theme is dark animals with pattern disruptors, and then from there going into some of the albino forms, like I've got Monarch and Candy, things like that. But most everything is going to have something dark in it, like your blackhead, GHI, HRA. Then some of the those are the incomplete dominants that I like the best. Obviously, I have other ones, but also working Monsoon,
Nice.
Hypo, Desert Ghost, Tri-Stripe. Trying to think. There's probably like 7 or 8 of them, honestly. But overarching thing, like I said, is going to be dark and pattern disruption.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what would you said your codoms incomplete dominants are HRA, Blackhead, and GHI?
Blackhead, HRA, GHI, I think those are on the higher end of my likes list. I also like Wookiee and any black pastel. I have too much black pastel. Like if sometimes I feel like I'm like limited on my pairings because I have so much black pastel. I'm like, nope, can't put that one there. Nope, can't put that one there. So a lot of the darker things I like for sure.
Yeah, I'm running into that, like trying not to pair black pastel with black pastel, but it is just such a cool gene. Like it does so much disruption and it darkens it as well. So I'm right there with you on it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wookiee, RGI, sponsor of the show. Thank you, RGI. Just put out a video about Wookiee that was pretty interesting. Go catch it if you can. I mean, it's really similar to chocolate. I mean, I guess it's in the spider complex as well, and it does some similar things to chocolate, but I guess it's been proven different.
Yeah, it has been proven different. I think there's a couple of my animals on that video. I don't know if there are or not. I haven't watched the video yet, but I sent some in for them. But yeah, it's definitely similar. But I mean, I think that once you get into combos, it's easy to tell the difference.
All right. I have some chocolate. I don't have Wookiee yet.
Okay.
But it's definitely something I would like to add.
Yeah. Yeah, I have 2 Wookiees, so I don't have a lot of Wookiee. I have 2 Wookiees and 1 chocolate in combo.
I think I have 3 or 4 chocolate. I got a lot of chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate and black pastel is like what's all through my collection, but
yeah.
and leopard. I'm getting a lot of leopard too, but it just seems to happen that way.
None of those
No, I mean it does well in combos. I mean it makes a very busy pattern in most of the combos.
Yeah.
And I mean
Good, Elias.
I like it. I like leopard. What's up, guys? So, what is a short-term breeding goal like within the next 2 years? What would is something that you would like to see coming out of your projects?
Next year or the year after, I would like to see a GHI leopard monarch pied.
Oh.
So, because I really like monarch a lot. There's not been enough done with it yet to really know what's going to happen, but I'm excited for it. So I'm putting hypo into monarch because that darker, deeper kind of burgundy color I think will be really rich purple with hypo.
Right. I mean, I got into Ultramel just because it was a little bit cheaper than Monarch. And I mean, I have some ultra male clown stuff coming that I'm excited for. But
Nice.
I
Yeah.
have this weird. I mean, she has pink eyes, and they're like kind of got a blue haze over it. It's a
Mhm.
bamboo black pastel ultra male, and the guy that I got him from, Cal Hoffman, like swears up and down that there's no caramel in it whatsoever, and he's saying that they come out with pink eyes here and there. They said it's a line of burgundy albino that has pink eyes. So I'm just like, all right, well, if I'm getting a lot of kinking, I'm going to be upset, but he promises me there's no caramel in it whatsoever. So we'll see what happens when it comes out. But I got an ultra male with pink eyes.
I know Banana sometimes does that with albino animals also.
I think it's something to do with the bamboo gene, to be honest with you.
Could be.
Um,
Could be. I mean, because it's a BEL, so.
it isn't like a super bamboo. Don't they
Right.
have red eyes?
Not that I know of. No. I have. I got a.
What's called a cherry bomb? What's a cherry bomb?
Cherry
I
bomb
thought-
is a God. I've heard that one before. It's like an albino. Is it lesser?
Maybe Russo.
Russo. It's an albino BEL, right? With red eyes. So it's a BEL with red eyes.
Right. But do you know how like albinos have a pink color eye, and then you see the red color eyes that are just like darker red? That's kind of what they are. They're a darker red, and they have a blue haze over it. So it's just weird.
That is strange.
Yeah, it's strange. I want to start bringing her to a bunch of shows. I mean, I could show her on here, but you just really can't see. I mean, the detail in it.
Yeah.
So I want to start bringing her to shows and getting people's opinion. It's a really cool snake. I mean, when you first see her, the combo of black pastel bamboo and ultramel kind of just wipes everything out, and it's a very dull snake. But once you start looking at the fine line details with her, she's really interesting. And then if you look under her black light, she's like crazy because everywhere there's white, there's purple specks. It's awesome.
I definitely want to get at least one bamboo girl, but it's really hard to find any bamboo that has anything else with it. It's like,
Exactly. Yep.
so, I mean, I will at some point get a bamboo just to kind of play with it because that's definitely a very, whacked out pattern, but it's hard to get away from the classic bamboo pattern, but I'm not scared of that because I'm working champagne, so it can't be any worse than that when it comes to obliterating pattern.
Right. Well, I mean, I've seen some amazing animals with champagne in it. I mean, champagne gets a bad rap just because, you can't put it together. But I mean,
You
there's
don't have to put it together though. I mean, I feel like champagne has some of the most beautiful patterns and colors, like especially the hypo ones. I love them. I know they're not super popular, and I don't care.
I want to see it in sunset, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because,
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to spoiler alert the fact that it's probably going to ruin sunset because I saw
all right.
a monsoon champagne, and you could not see monsoon in the champagne.
Wow.
The only thing that the monsoon did to the champagne was give it like a very, like GHI does with champagne, where it gives it kind of like that real strong dorsal.
Yeah.
It was like that. Like if you just handed it to me, I would have thought it was a GHI champagne.
Huh.
Yeah. So if monsoon can't break it up, I don't think anything can really. I mean,
Yeah. Right.
Inky can, and red stripe and leopard can put some pattern in it, but monsoon didn't touch it apparently.
Right.
I don't
Well,
know.
just like we was in a conversation the other night about the calico orange ghost that I got, and it's really hard to see calico in some of the orange ghosts until you start getting other genes in it, and then it finally lets the calico break through.
Yeah.
So like that's what I'm thinking. Like with the sunset, like you get some really like reddish color tones in there sometimes with some of the combos, and I'm with a champagne clown. A couple of the combos I've seen, it got some bright reds in it, and I'm thinking champagne might bring the red to sunset with certain genes. Could be wrong, but just the way.
It's worth trying. I mean, I don't see why it would hurt. I mean, the worst thing that happen is you just get a champagne and you.
Right. You waste a breeding year. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like if you're doing a side project, just don't pair for like 5 different pairings for champagne. I mean, just do one and see what happens.
Right.
I mean, if we don't try, we don't know.
Exactly.
If we're not doing harm, like we're not doing known harm, then there's no problem with trying. Sometimes it does the first person to do something though if it doesn't turn out the way you want it to.
Exactly.
So
what would be like a long-term breeding goal for you? Like where would you see yourself, or what would you see yourself creating in 10 years?
10 years. I just made quad hets for Monarch, Monsoon, Clown, Piebalds. So probably that.
Right. It takes a while to work quad hets. I mean, if you're working het to het, that takes a couple breeding years, and you get that female.
Once I have a girl up, I can make visuals of the things that are in the quad het and put it to her. That's not that hard. If I was just throwing het to hets, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I made the quad heads this year. I can make Monarch Clown, or excuse me, I can make Monarch Piebalds next year.
Right.
This season, actually. Sorry, not next year, but they will be born next year. So that'll be a double visual that I can put back to the female if I want to. Then in whatever 2 years, 1 year, so I can get that done in 10 years.
Nice.
Yeah, because I've had Monsoon Piebald girl almost up to size already. I have the stuff to make it for sure.
Awesome. I mean, I like Monsoon, but it's just it's kind of like champagne. Like you're not going to miss it. So I'm surprised champagne covered it up. But like, what are you going to do to change that pattern? Like what are your plans to change it?
Change pattern in Monsoon, and at the end of the day, does it really matter? Like I don't have to change it. So that'd be like just changing bamboo for the sake of changing it. Like you can open up the pattern in Monsoon with Inky. You can open the pattern up with Fire. If you then also have Piebald and Clown, that's gonna change some things also. And it's going to be a different color because it's going to be Monarch. So at the end of the day, I don't know that I would be too focused on trying to get away from the pattern of Monsoon at that point. And honestly, I like the pattern of Monsoon. I like I like the crazy heavy speckling, and there already have been genes that have opened it up. And considering that we've only seen like BEL genes, mostly like special, lesser, and Mojave as the base genes. Then we have Fire and Leopard have been done. GHI has been done. GHI was not nearly what I thought it was going to be. That was super. It was dark, but it didn't have any like definition, which I think that the Fire really brings in the definition because it brings in a really gold background. Yellow Belly with Orange Dream is also done well. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's what, like 9 different genes that we have in Monsoon right now.
All right.
We don't really know what's going to happen yet. And I think if you go off into the genes that really open up things, like obviously like your Inky lesser Monsoons are beautiful. And then you look at like something like KRG, something like that that's like a reduction gene. What about something like Zebra? Like anything that's reducing, you throw that in there, there's a good chance that you're going to get something from it. And I mean, there's a lot of things that could still happen with Monsoon. I think that a lot of people are too worried and too focused on like, oh, well, it's going to look like a Monsoon. Well, yeah, it's going to look like a Monsoon, just like a Monarch looks like a Monarch. I mean, I don't know that that's a downside.
Right. Just like a clown looks like a clown, I mean.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, like, well, how are we going to get it to not look like a clown? Well, I'm not. I want it to look like a clown because that's why I got into the gene, right? So I think that people are appreciating that as a downside, but I also think that a lot of people don't really spend a lot of time looking at the different ways that genes affect each other and like really kind of like thinking their own path. There's a lot of like, I saw this, I want to make this. I saw this, I want to make that.
Right.
And like, obviously we have to see it to see how it works. But at the same time, like if you know how it affects other genes, then you can, or even like close genes affected, then you can get an idea of what's going to happen.
Yeah, I know all about that. Like, I'm one of these guys that got into this and just was trying different things. And with these first couple clutches, it's like I can't find anything to base off of, what I have. So I have a couple snakes that look nothing like out there at all. And of course, they're not leaving here; they're staying here and breeding.
Yeah.
But that's the fun of it. I got things that looks like nothing else out there. I don't know what to really call it, but it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
So if money was no issue, what would you add to your projects?
If money was no issue, what would I add to my projects?
I don't know. It sounds like she's already got fire over there.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know. I've spent a lot of money on my projects.
You have.
Yeah, I have. Absolutely, I have. I don't know. There's not really anything that I'm like, oh, here we go. I could say I would get, not Bambino. What's the other really heavy, granite gene that's in Europe? Somebody help me. Somebody else knows what it is. I can't think of the word right now. It's a really heavy granite gene. It's Ralph has it. I'm gonna go backwards from there. I'm not gonna think of it. We're gonna talk about something else and then I'll figure it out. I can't remember the name of it right now.
I don't know if I know which one you're talking about. And
it's a really heavy granite gene.
I like granity genes. I try to get as much of them as possible.
Have you heard of Bambino? It's like Bambino, but not Bambino. It's better. I feel like it's better than Bambino, honestly.
I'm working the smoke gene, and
That's a good one. Yeah.
I think there's lots of potential with it, and I just can't wait to get it and do a lot of stuff. That female, she's a great eater, and she just keeps growing and growing and growing. I'm like, come on, baby, just keep eating.
Cosmos. That's the
Cosmos.
Gene. Cosmos. Yeah, they're running about 15K each right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I picked up some smoke for really cheap, and there still is some cheaper smoke out there. And just for a newer gene that I think has potential, I think it's like just a steal to get into it, because then your projects are just going to look a little bit different. Because I mean, I really think it is just something slightly different that's out there. But I think with these shed testings, there's also going to be like a granite complex that comes out of this.
Absolutely, because they all are they can play on one another for sure. And honestly, I spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of money on Tommy's projects too. Yeah. So it sorry, the smoke reminds me of Grimm. Like in the level of granitine that it has, because every granite gene kind of has the same reaction with certain genes, but they all have kind of their own level of how they react, like Voodoo and Pixel and Smoke and what was I just saying? But Grimm. They all kind of do the same thing, but they all do it to their own level. And Cosmos is like extreme. I don't know if you've seen it before, but Cosmos is a really extreme granite gene, and I just really like it a lot. But I like Red Stripe too, and Red Stripe always looks good with granite genes.
Yeah, Red Stripe's making like a big comeback. Like just here, I'd say in the last month, I just seen at least 10, 15 people pick up Red Stripes, and I'm just like, well, like, making a resurgence or something. I mean, I know it got.
It's because of a lot of people use them in the clown projects. That's why.
Yeah, I know it got a lot of attention like 2 years ago when I got into this because of the Pompeii.
Yeah.
And then it kind of fizzled out, and everyone was just like, it's Red Stripe. And now it's just, for some reason, everyone's talking about Red Stripe again. And it's just like, well, yeah, it's a cool gene. Like, I like it, but I don't have it yet. But...
I have a red stripe het hypo posset monsoon that I have my fingers crossed because I think that the colors that could come out of that would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, anything that would bring out more colors would be cool for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and not actually have to be a recessive, you know. That's what the Orange Dream one, I was really excited about that the Orange Dream Monsoon looks good, so good. Because the base Gene Monsoon has a lot of golds in it. So playing off of golds, I think, is really going to be first step for me.
So is that just with the Orange Dream, or have you tried a high def Orange Gene or Orange Dream?
I'm sorry, have I done what, please?
Have you done it with just the Orange Dream?
Monsoon? I didn't do Orange Dream Monsoon.
Okay.
That was in Canada. Can't remember his name right now. My memory really sucks. Like I know the things, but I can't come up with people's names and all that stuff.
Because even like a high definition Orange Dream would really pop because it's going to bring it out even more.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean that would definitely do it, or Bang, or you know, any of these other orange genes that we have. What is
Scrambler, Bang, yeah.
Mandarin.
Yeah, Mandarin too, man. Like Jamie from Rising Feeding Serpents was on last week, and that guy has some. I mean, you could call his collection Orangelicious because he has all the orange genes, and it's just he's making some beautiful stuff over there for sure.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Jamie from Rising Phoenix Serpents.
Oh yeah.
So if you won a Powerball, how far would you take this? Would you just say, screw it, I have enough money and like not really do much, or would you like go facility and everything?
I'd probably do the same amount that I'm doing now. I don't have the want to be like enslaved to it because I enjoy doing it and I want to continue to enjoy doing it.
Yeah, exactly. When I first got into this, of course, I'm like, I want this, and then it got to a point to where it was like, man, this is exhausting, and I don't really enjoy doing this because it's just like, you know, too much work. But then now I got it down to a manageable size, and it's just like, this is fun, this is great, this is awesome. So I want to keep it to where it's at now, like not getting over 50 snakes, and like. That's kind of my wheelhouse and where I want to stay. But there's definitely a point to where you can push yourself like to go too far to where this isn't fun no more.
Yeah. I think that's easy to happen, especially when you can, like, you know, you're always looking at new things and this person did this and this person did that. And, you know, you're like, ooh, I have one piece of that. I could make that if I just buy 3 more snakes. It's easy. It's a slippery slope for sure.
What advice would you give to a person? Say if you get a person that comes to you and says, "Hey, I want to get into this, and I want you to mentor me." What would be your first advice that you would give them?
Oh Jesus!
There's Jamie. What's up, dude? Just messaged you.
What's up, Jamie?
My first advice would be for them to figure out what the genes are that they really like before they buy anything. Because it's easy to buy things that you just think are pretty when you don't know what they are. You have no idea what you're going to do with them. And then you figure it out later that it's not fitting any of the projects that you actually want to do.
Yeah, and that's great advice. I wish someone would have told me that at first.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, it's easy when you don't really know what you're looking at. You go on there and, you know, you're looking at the sandal shoelace, you know, firework, and you're like, damn, that's really beautiful. But then you find out, like, oh, wow, this sandal shoelaces actually can't have any babies because they all kink and die. Like, I mean, if people came in like during caramel, like the downslide of caramel, there's still a lot of it on the market, and like they don't know it, and they're buying it thinking like, oh, I'm going to breed this. These are beautiful because caramels are beautiful.
Yeah, they are beautiful animals.
But they don't know the downsides of that specific gene, right? So it's easy for people to come in and buy up stuff. I mean, like even I don't have anything against spider. I think spiders are beautiful. I don't have any spider though because I don't want to have a bunch of spider babies to hold on to. Right. But you know, like a calader, like a calico, like or calico Inky spider orange dream. God, those are like beautiful. I
Yeah.
still look at them and I'm like, damn, I just want one for a pet, you know? And but I mean, you could go in and buy a bunch of that and not even know, or get like a spider female and a spider male, and then never get anything viable. You know, I think that a lot of people just go in and want to buy stuff, and then they don't really have any clue what they're going to do with it. They have no plans.
I think with social media, if you really want to get into things, the information is out there of how to get started. You just got to search and got to watch and do your homework on
Research,
it.
research, research, research.
Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
free
I
time.
mean, do a lot of reading, a lot of reading. You know, I still watch videos all the time, man. It's like
Absolutely.
you can never learn enough. You know, I tell everybody every day is a new day. Learn something
Yeah.
every day. I mean, when people are like, "Oh, they're too old," or they won't change their ways, yeah, they do. It's just you have to do your research, and older people don't just jump on and go full in. You know what I mean? Like you gotta you gotta read a lot. You gotta read a lot and just keep doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to stick with it too. You know, you can't when times get tough and you're in the hobby and you're going, oh man, I don't know. You know, you got to have those friends that are pick me ups too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
because
for
it
sure.
does get tough at times. I mean, a lot of us, I'm sure we've all got a little overwhelmed and like, oh man, I think I'm getting into too deep.
Yeah.
But then it's time management to go with it. You got to manage time to take care of your animals and your other life on top of it.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. I
And
think
I
it's
mean, there is a lot of projects that people out there, you know, and I'll say vendors that are selling stuff and just sometimes selling stuff for the money and giving people wrong advice. So I
well,
overheard at a show that a vendor was telling another guy that he could put his ball python to a boa, and the dude wound up buying like pretty sure either an $800 boa or an $800 ball python.
well, I mean, hopefully they were just ignorant and they didn't know that they were wrong. We can just hope that he didn't have ill intentions. But either way, they should have better information.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, if you're vending, you should be given the best information you possibly can give, especially if it's somebody just getting into the hobby. I mean,
Well, I
you're
mean,
going to eventually need new people in the hobby, and you can't give them wrong advice.
yeah, but I mean, there's nothing stopping anybody from vending. You know, Joe
Oh
Schmo.
no, no, definitely, definitely. I mean, I've been to some local shows, and I can tell you some horror stories from somebody. So it's like I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't even let my shirt touch his table. I'll put it to you like that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
won't even. I totally go over to the other side and walk past.
Absolutely.
And it's just it's I guess I'll say the person putting on the venue is not checking either. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
not everybody has ill intentions,
Right.
but I've seen some stuff. I go to a lot of local shows here in Florida, a lot, and I've seen some stuff at some local shows, and I'm like, what the no,
Yeah.
like. But in the same sense, I don't want to step on somebody's toes either. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's almost like you want to bite your tongue, but at the same time, it's like, do I say something? Do I not? You know, because I've heard people giving wrong advice at shows before, and it's not fair to somebody who's just coming into it to be getting wrong advice because then when something happens or you lose an animal, you get discouraged and you immediately get out, and
Yeah.
that's not fair to them either. You know, it, it's a
Yeah.
tough road.
I really, at the end of the day, I mean, just to play devil's advocate a tiny bit, that you should have some level of preparedness if you're entering a facility to purchase an animal.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, I mean, I get people give wrong advice and people should not be doing that, but at the end of the day, the people that go in there, they should not be at the level that they would believe that you could pair your ball python to a boa. if they're, especially if they're considering breeding, right? Because obviously they were.
Right.
So there is some level of, where that person should be responsible enough to not believe that and move on their own. So that's the whole thing about educating yourself, I think, or being educated because other people around you have helped you. But that's just
Right.
me.
There's definitely a lot of BS out there. Lemmy was saying, it depends on who the teacher is. There's a lot of BS out there. Yeah, and there's definitely a lot of BS out there. I mean, I see videos, with questionable, we won't say wrong, but questionable information. And I just, kind of ignore it and just go on, but I mean, you could definitely look up to the pillars of this community. Billy will answer questions. Just reach out, ask them, like anyone, really. I mean, I mean, this community has been so open to at least me and anyone that I have talked to. It's you don't got to try really that hard to get yourself nudged in the right direction nowadays.
No, it's nothing like it was when I started keeping reptiles. That's for sure. I didn't have any resources. I mean, I ordered my animals from Glades Herp from mail order. I got their little Glades Herp list of what they had, and then you just literally call them up and tell them, like, I want to buy this, and you buy it, and then they mail you one. You don't even get to see it because you just bought it off of a list of words.
All right.
So, I mean, coming from that into, the information and misinformation that is available, like I said, there is some level of responsibility that does fall to the individual, to verify information,
Absolutely.
because just blindly accepting what people say is not ever going to put you in the right place, whether it's in regards to reptiles or anything else, I don't believe.
Absolutely. So, what is your opinion on like buying like the Dinker projects from like Outback? Like if you're going through Outback's website and you see something that looks like it may be something, like what is your opinion on that?
You mean, do I have an opinion on the fact that they're importing animals, or do I have an opinion on the fact that they're saying that these animals are dinker animals and they may or may not do something?
The second one.
The second one? I dinkers are viable. I mean, not all of them, right?
Right.
I honestly think that there's a lot of cool things that have come from them, and I mean, I've considered getting one in the past, but I don't have the space to dig around with it, honestly. Like if I'm like, oh, I like this, and then I breed it to another one, and another one, I have 56 babies, and it might or might not have it. And if it's a recessive, then it's even more space. I don't have space for that. I do have one dinker animal. It did not come from Outback. It came from a different breeding, and it just has some weird stuff going on. I'm going to play with him a little bit, but I'm not like making it the center of my plans unless I breed him and I'm like, well, never mind, he is the center of my plans.
Right.
If something happens really cool. But I mean, I think that you really have to plan for space for that type of thing, because
Absolutely.
Space is at a premium for, I think, the majority of us.
Absolutely. What's up, David? Yeah, that's the only reason I'm not into Dinker projects. I mean, I love them. I look at Outback Reptiles. I mean, White Stan about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had someone talking about it, and then since then I've been fascinated with just looking at them and seeing what's out there, and it's just like, how could I make room for at least 2 or 3 Dinker? And it's just not plausible. Like I would have 20 Dinker projects if I could have the room.
Started off as a dinker. Everything that we're working that has a name didn't just show up somewhere. It had to start at somebody's project.
Right.
Somebody did something with it. So I mean, all of it started off as a dinker. It's just like, does it gain traction? Does it actually make enough of a difference in different combos? Even some of them that have made it to being named, I'm like, Yeah, that's great. But like for me, like if I'm looking at an animal and you have to tell me why it has that in it,
Then I'm
then
not
I'm not,
interested.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell me 56 reasons why it has this in it. Like if I can't see something, not
It has a light blushing on the back of the head.
right.
It gets spots on the tip of the nose in certain combos. Yeah, like
Yeah, just like I'm not up for that. Like, oh, the spurs are double the size. I don't know. It's just like I don't give a crap. I'm it's just too much work. Like, and now that like I really realize like how much space I need and how much space I don't have, like I'm just not into it, honestly. Like I want to be like, oh yes, that definitely has it there, and I can tell.
right, right. Absolutely. I just think they're interesting. I mean,
Mm,
it would be like, because I'm going to do this no matter what. Like, you know what I
yeah,
mean? This is something that I just love doing. Like, it's not really, I don't even know if I'm ever going to be a full blown quote unquote business. It's just going to kind of be just like a hobby that I'm doing. But I just wish I had more room to do like 20 Dinker projects. So I'd have 20 of them.
funny.
Yeah, I'd have 20 or 30 of them. Like I love it.
Gosh, I think
I would
that's
go total
because
crazy.
you just started looking at it. You're just obsessed right now.
Yeah,
You'll
I'm just, that's why I didn't buy none yet, because I'm
don't do
obsessed.
that. Don't buy
Like,
it.
yeah, I'm staying away. I'm just looking. I'm not allowed to buy.
Good.
I limited myself to buying none,
Or yeah,
zero.
or if you get anything, make sure it's a female and you have to grow it up for a couple years, and then you can make a decision if you're going to get another one. Because then that way, if you get a female, at least you can breed something to it and then put it back to her, and you're not getting a male and breeding it to all kinds of stuff in your collection and going like, great, nothing came out of this, and now I have a bunch of
Bunch of
possible
nothing.
a bunch of possible normals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got some import normals now.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that if I had space, I would play with it more. And like I said, I do have that one boy, but like I haven't bred him to anything yet because everything that I'm working on has taken priority over him, and that might happen for a few years. But I like looking at him, so I'll just continue looking at him for the time being.
Right. Right. So we're winding down here. We got a little over 8 minutes yet. Um, we ask everyone this question: if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Invisibility.
Right. I mean, I of course that was like one of my first ones that I would say like invisibility, but as like this thing got on, some people came up with some pretty good ones, and like mind manipulation would just be awesome. But I mean, because you could just go up to someone and be like, "You want $100 for that snake?" And they would take $100 for that snake. You can get anything and everything that you want. Being
Um,
able to manipulate people's
It
minds.
sounds
I
like
would give
Ken's
my
only
life
trying to build his
for
collection
it.
over there.
I would be. I do my manipulation on my own levels, but it doesn't have to be like immediate. It's more fun to get it over time.
And then someone said that they wish they could communicate with animals. That would be another like pretty good one. I mean, just think about you'd be able to talk to all these snakes. And I mean that could be a headache, but that would be pretty cool. They could tell you what you want or what's wrong with them. But I mean, but
Yeah.
invisibility would still be pretty cool. Absolutely.
Well, invisibility would just be cool because I could just go away sometimes when I don't want to deal with everything. So.
There was this TV show growing up. I can't remember the name of it, but the little boy had the power to pause time.
Hmm.
Like he would just snap his fingers or something, and everyone would pause, and then he could do whatever he wanted. Like that would be pretty cool. So you could
I
like,
think I remember that maybe. I don't
like
know.
someone would get on your nerves, you could pause time, go up and kick him in the nuts, and then walk back away, and then unpause time, and then watch them be in excruciating pain. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Then you
Man,
wouldn't get in trouble for it.
that that's kind of like invisibility, but like momentary invisibility. Because see, if you're invisible, you could do the same thing, but they would never know it was you.
Yeah, they never know. I
Yeah.
mean, my thoughts of invisibility things you could do, like you can go anywhere you want. You could just like go jump in the cargo area of a plane and just, or even, in an empty seat or whatever, find a plane with an empty seat. You could fly wherever you want. You could,
Yeah.
Just do whatever you really want. I mean, if you wanted money, you could walk into the bank and just, grab some money and float it out. Who's going to stop floating money? They're going to think it's like, a ghost or something and get all freaked out. I mean,
maybe it's a possibility.
Yeah, we had long conversations on this one.
That's funny.
But we're going to get ready to close things out up here. Do you want to tell everyone where they can find you at and what social media platforms you're on?
I'm just on Instagram, inky.clouds. That's it.
Boy, we got to have some filler now. I'm going to run. I'm going to run this sponsor commercial that I kind of made.
Working on it. He's working on it.
I don't laugh at me. This is my first attempt at it, so I guess laugh if you want. It's there to laugh, but here's my first attempt at a sponsor commercial.
Okie dokie.
Dr. Ben and the crew at RGI are always working for you.
Paris Wilton with 217 pythons. Keep an eye out for this guy.
Contact Chris from BNS Reptilia for your chipper and Cocoa to go needs. Just do it.
Big D pythons and geckos. Got that big D energy.
Eddie at Static Morphs, working Stranger and HRA and a lot of the recessive projects. Keep an eye out for him.
I figured out my the app that I use for like doing the things like that. UCuts has a voice recorder on it, so I'm sure they're going to get pretty ridiculous at times.
Oh boy.
I thought it was funny and like kind of whimsical, and it matches like what the show is like. We try not to be too serious about things. We try to have a good time. I didn't even tell the joke for today because we got all messed up. I guess I could do that pretty quick if I can remember it.
Uh-oh.
Okay. What do you call a lesbian with braces?
I don't know.
A box cutter.
Oh dear. What do you call what do you call a lesbian dinosaur?
Lick-a-lot-of-puss.
Yep.
I heard that one before. What do you call a blind gynecologist?
Oh no, I'm not.
A lip reader.
Jamie, I do have a morph market also, yes, but I don't really have anything posted on there, I don't think.
So you got a little bonus jokes today?
Oh boy. That's good.
I mean, we appreciate the guests coming up with jokes, but I mean, I heard that one like I think in second grade. That is a very old joke.
Yeah, it's very old. It's very old.
But it's funny.
I was trying to go along the same lines as the joke you were telling, You
I
never
like
know.
it.
That was the first joke my daughter told me that was off color, and she was like, she didn't know what it meant. She told me the joke. She was like in like second or third grade, and she told me the joke, and I was like, you know what that means, right? And she was like, no. Is it funny? And I'm like, yeah.
That even made it better.
Yeah, exactly. So.
All right, Stan, do you want to start us off with our goodbyes?
Yeah. Big shout out to Lady Tiz, Nicole. Appreciate you. Big shout out to the cancer patients out there. Breast Cancer Awareness Month it is. So everybody support. And as always, you know me, man, support US ARC, strength in numbers. If you're not a member, I don't know what y'all doing, but become one today. And please support US ARC Florida, because what happens here, could trickle into your state. So please support. Tommy, thank you for coming out. Appreciate it. Everybody in chat, appreciate y'all as always coming out. Y'all are always family here. So please come out again. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Appreciate it.
Right on. Tommy, appreciate you coming on the course. Everyone in chat, we appreciate you guys. Sponsors, Big D's, Pythons and Geckos, BNS, Reptilia, Chipper, Coco to Go, 217 Pythons, Static Morphs, RGI. We can't thank you enough. We appreciate everything you guys do. USARC, please subscribe. Please be a member. As Stan said, what happens in Florida could happen, in every state. So USARC Florida is important as well. Keep your head up, keep trucking on, and we'll see you Thursday for the RWO show. It's on my channel. Hopefully, I have everything figured out and working like to normal. I'll be back to normal.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to run a couple backstage, just like, backstage things to make sure that I have it right. So, Stan, I'll be reaching out to you tomorrow evening when you get a chance.
Yeah.
I want to go backstage
I'll
to
hit
see
you
if
up
I
when
can
I
get
get out
things
of
back
work.
and running. I think what happened is, well, whatever, it don't matter. I think I messed it up by going backstage with my phone and adding things. I think it messed the stream up on my end to where I couldn't hear. But hopefully we figure it out. But Thursday we'll see you for the RWO show. Until then, I'll see you later. Thanks for coming.
See ya.